courses at various times of the
Right.
year to
Yeah.
accommodate most people.
Yeah, and there's clubs around that offer, there's a club on the Cape that offers a weekend class, and you get your license at the end. They almost guarantee it.
Yeah, was that Falmouth?
Falmouth.
Yeah, Falmouth, yeah. We
Yeah.
were just, you were talking about that, Pi, where they
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
like 30, they had quite a few
They
that
have
just,
pretty good turnout when they
yeah,
do that.
like
They do
20
it a couple
something.
times a year.
Yeah, and
Right.
big turnout down at the jail. I think it was held at the jail down there.
Yeah, Barnstable County
Yeah,
Jail.
if you don't pass,
grand-
they
yeah.
lock you
The
up.
grand prize is to get out of jail free
Yeah.
card or something?
Yeah.
You know, with the president, he speaks quite often about people volunteering for their town, city, and that. I mean, now you don't have to take the code. The test is attainable. 10-year-old kids pass the test and it enables you to be able to work, walkie-talkie, VHF, and take part in Skywan or drills, emergency communication drills. It's a great thing for anybody is looking for something to do if they want to take part in it.
We've given
for
some
their country.
demonstrations here on some of the things that you can do with just a technician license.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
say, I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we just had just a youngster, how old was he, Pi? 2 weeks ago?
12 years old.
12 years
Right.
old. And
Yeah.
he had gone to the Dexter School. They were having field day up there in Newton. And he dropped by with his parents, and he really liked it. And he got the book, got the manual, I don't know which one, and he studied, and he came down. And it was funny, it was really funny too, because a lot of people don't realize when you're doing things with the FCC now, you need your Social Security number or a FRN number, a federal registration number. And his mother was really beside herself. She didn't want to share the Social Security number with us. And you know, it's understandable with what goes on today, stealing identity. But she finally, we said, well, you have to if you want this test to go through. So she did. But his call came out, and it's KB1 SSN.
Social Security number. Amazing. How ironic.
He couldn't make that happen.
Yeah, SSN.
Yeah.
And he was going, I think he was going to camp up at the Dexter School these past couple of
Technology
weeks.
camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he wanted to go up there and participate. Now he's going up there and he's got his own license. The turnover, I think, was about 4 days from the time
Yeah.
I sent the exam in to, it was posted on the FCC
That'd be a good
site.
call on code.
SSN, we're talking. We have quite a few hams there in the station helping us with these shows, and one in particular had just upgraded to his extra class, and we were talking about getting a vanity call rather than it'll go unnamed. But if you check the credits, you'll certainly be able to understand who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But getting back to. You were going into the military. Did you do anything in communications in the military?
Well, when you go in, they give you a test. Everybody had a test. I, N, and T. They give you. They tell you what the letters are. Did it, da, 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 whatever. And then you take the test, and they send I, N, T for like 2 or 3 minutes, and you copy down. Well, some people can't copy anything down. Some people, because I probably could copy 10 or 12 words a minute at that time. I had a novice license, so I got that. And I got selected to go to. I was in Fort Meade at the time to radio school. That was intermediate speed radio school. It was 18 words a minute, and it was like 3.5 months or longer. And when I went in there, of course, they give you up to 6 hours of code a day. So I passed it in about a week, past 18 after I'd known it. So, but I never worked as a radio operator. I ended up as a long-range surveillance radar operator in the Washington Baltimore Air Defense in Fort Meade. And which was quite a thing. It was like you've seen in the old movies, a big plexiglass board, 20 feet high with a map on it all the way up to New England and plotting all the targets,
Oh, okay.
24 Nike sites around the.
Yeah.
But it was a fun thing. Matter of fact, the soldiers, even the draftees, they really enjoyed it. It was like a big game.
Okay.
And the Navy, the Air Force used to send planes into us and try to penetrate the defense. And there wasn't a single time that they ever got past the defense that we didn't simulate shooting them down.
Excellent.
So I had an Air Force general stand behind me, watch one time. He wasn't too happy about it.
That you caught him.
Oh yeah, every time we caught him when they tried to come in. So.
Yeah, that's, well, it's all has to do with some sort of communication.
Oh, yeah,
that's-
yeah.
That's for sure.
But it was fun. I had a radio station when I was in the Army. And it was, I had built this little two-tube regenerative receiver, like the basic receivers were made in the 20s. And I had a little single tube transmitter. It was 4 watts, and it only put about the power of a Christmas tree bulb. And I had it in the barracks, and I used to had it in my wall locker, and I used to take it out and put it on a card table, and I had a antenna up in the overhead. And this thing was the most primitive radio you could have. But I talked all the way to Maine, down to Georgia, and into Chicago with it. So
On just...
on just code.
half a watt or so.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I rebuilt the thing 2 years ago. I built another one
Did
because
you?
I still had the article, and I've talked to Europe with it.
Unreal.
And I've worked you on the air with that
Yeah.
station, yeah.
Yeah.
It has a little distinctive note to it, too.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
because it doesn't even have a transformer on the power supply. You don't want to touch the chassis, which is a piece of hardware cloth. It's very primitive.
right.
Touch that and touch anything that's grounded. You have to be kind of
You'll
careful.
know it.
Yeah, there's no transformer.
That's fine.
But it's a fascinating thing to use on the air.
Speaking of different type things you can send CW with, and let's go back to the war. You brought in a collection of some of the keys that they used in the Air Force or
Yeah.
airplanes and Navy, and if you could reach over and just maybe bring one over at a time, and
Sure.
we can have the
This was used on a British Spitfire during the Second World War. Now, if somebody shoot in on this?
Yeah.
There you go. This key has the lever here, but it also has a lever on this side and on this side. And one says up and one says down, and continuous or code. When the Spitfires would be flying at night, and they'd approach their airfield, because the Germans used to fly in as if they were British planes at night, and the British would signal them to land, not knowing that it was not their plane, and they'd bomb the airfield. So what they could do is have a series of letters and numbers that they could key their lights on and off on their aircraft, either up to the other aircraft in their squadron or down. So that's what this was used for. This can be used on the air, though. This will plug right into a radio,
okay.
and it can be used on the air.
That's beautiful. I have to tell everybody how the workmanship you put into this. That's unreal.
You know, the plexiglass, you sheet plexiglass, and the photos I either got off the internet or whatever. Here's another one. This one was actually used on a Lancaster bomber, which was the big heavy bomber that the British used during the Second World War. And this key actually works, and it can be plugged into a transmitter used on the air. What I hope to do, what I plan to do, is during some of the where they have these classic radio exchange or CW only, is to make a QSL card like these are here. So when somebody gets it, they will be able to say, "Gee, I worked a key from a bomber." There's a film that was made about 1955 called The Dam Busters. It's black and white, and it's about these aircraft, and there is some code on it where the radio operator is sending messages back about attacking the German dams in the Ruhr Valley. And that is a Lancaster bomber.
I'll hold that by.
Yeah.
And this is from the Russian Army from the Second World War. They did not have a lot of code communication. A lot of it was done by wire. The technology wasn't that high. But at a battalion or regimental level, they would have this. And the key is inside here. This is shielded from dirt or whatever. But this also would be, also can be used on the air. And I pulled this photograph off of something, either a book or something that I had. And put this on here with the book. I have several more keys.
Those are nice, Whitey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to make them. I told you previously where the wood came from.
Yes,
There
you
were
did.
2 maple leaves out of a table.
We're always green here.
That's it,
A
recycle.
ham,
Recycling.
a ham.
Well, you're recycling these
Never,
keys.
never buys anything if
Don't-
he can, if
don't
he
pay
can
retail?
borrow
Is that
it,
what you're saying?
if
Don't
he
pay
can
re-
borrow it, yeah, never pay retail,
If he
yeah.